Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to yet another edition of this thing. Today, we are going to look at some of the stocks, not with the perspective of RSI, but we will mix up multiple perspective and see that how some stocks are gearing up on various indicators and as giving us an type of signal of a pullback, maybe a big pullback, or they are giving us a signal of that they have found support, or rather they are ready for a little bit of pullback on the upside. So as we know, and you have already referred that few weeks before we have talked about information technology sector, that was where I told you that it is maybe going under a type of correction or sort. We had a good correction and a good move of around 5 to 7, and in some cases even 10 to 12% from the top. Now what we have noticed here that these all the stocks, basically we'll talk about four major stocks of the IT sector, are taking support at various levels on various indicators. So the first stock is Infosys. Here we'll just have a look at the weekly chart. Now today I will be discussing one of the very high probability setup that you can get on the Bollinger Bands, and you can confirm it with the other indicators to trade it. So let us look at the Bollinger Band setup first. So this setup is a setup where on the weekly chart the prices are taking support near the middle band, right? That means on the weekly chart the prices are coming to a support area. So when we are using Bollinger Bands, we know that the middle band always acts as a support. So on the weekly chart we will look for the prices taking support near the middle band, and then we'll switch on to the daily chart and we'll look for the prices taking support at the lower band. So on the weekly chart the prices are type of taking support on the middle band, and on the daily chart the prices are taking support at the lower band. So this is a time frame divergence, what we call that we are having support at the two time frames. So this is quite an strong type of indication, and it tells us that there may be a good move up, or there may be a good pullback, and we will ascertain the quantum, we will ascertain the strength of the pullback, and then we will decide whether this is a pullback that will lead to a continuation on the trend on the upside, or just it is a corrective pullback. So first of all, there is a pullback, there will be a pullback, that is sure, with this indicator. Now how long or how far this pullback carries, that we will decide with other indicators. So this is the weekly chart of Infosys. This is the weekly chart of Infosys, and you can see how the prices are taking support near the 20 SMA. Now when we switch to the daily chart, we see that the prices are taking support on the lower band, and on the RSI you see that the prices are near the 40 levels. That indicates support, because as we all know that 40 levels act as support. On the stochastic you will see that the stochastics are heavily oversold. Now you can read the value of the stochastic around 10 and 7. That means heavily oversold, and we also cannot rule out a pullback from this level. And also if you look at the MACD, there is almost a crossover here on the MACD. So these all three indicators plus the Bollinger Band and also the gap area, this we are nearing a gap area. Everything suggests a good pullback that may be coming into the stock. Now, at what level this pullback will halt, that will decide whether this is a corrective move, or it is a continuation move. So this is Infosys, guys. Keep that this sector in mind, and if you want really to trade it, right? So we can wait for this middle band to be crossed on the upside. So it is 731. So we can wait till 731 get closed. The prices close above the 731 levels, and if we want to keep a stop, the stop will be at this low point, that is 709 levels. This will be the place where we'll keep the stop, and the target basically will be this swing high first, or on the upper band, that is near the 756 level. So this is a short term trade, right? And we can just watch this trade during this week and see how this trade pans out. Now we'll take a look at the other stocks of the sector also to confirm whether everything is going for a pullback or just Infosys is showing this trend. So we'll just switch on the chart and we'll see the chart of let's see the chart of Tech Mahindra. So this is the chart of Tech Mahindra. We go to the weekly charts, and on the weekly charts we see that there is a support here on the breakout zone. So it is taking support at the breakout zone. These indicators are already in the overbought zone. That means they are still bullish. Now we switch on to the daily chart and we see that there is this pin bar formation here. There is a squeeze in the volatility and the indicators here it has rolled up from the 45 levels. These have not yet turned up and given us a buy signal. We can wait for the MACD and the stochastic to turn up and give us a buy signal, whereas we can see how the RSI has turned up. So this can be also a good thing to keep in mind for the coming week. Now let us look at SCL Tech, another stock. Now if you can look at the weekly chart, we'll look at the weekly chart first. Wow, it has taken support on the 20 levels on the weekly chart. The RSI has curled up and these are already in the bullish zone. So on the weekly chart, SCL Tech is set for a pullback. Now let us switch to the daily chart and see. Okay, now it is on tagging the lower band. Now middle band on the weekly, lower band on the daily is an bullish signal. If you see the stochastic is in the heavily oversold zone and it has crossed over, the MACD is ready to cross over and the RSI has taken support on the 40 and is bouncing back. So again, a good support on the indicator level, a good support on the Bollinger Band, and also the price action. If you see, this is the bullish candlestick, if you can call it a piercing pattern sort of formation, has been formed in Tech Mahindra. So this is also a bullish setup. Now we'll look at Wipro. So we can see that every IT stock is showing some strength here. So this is a weekly chart of Wipro, and again you can see that there is this support on the 20 levels and there is a positive reversal on the weekly chart. Stochastics are in the overbought zone, so it indicate a strength on the weekly time frame. Now let us go on to the daily chart and see what. Okay, now we have this lower band tag on the daily chart. So this is a good signal from the Bollinger Band perspective, and we have this support and curl up from the 40 levels. The stochastics are in the oversold zones, giving a crossover, and the MACD hasn't crossover yet. We can wait for that's it. So all the IT sector stocks are looking poised for a pullback. Now we have to measure the quantum of pullback, and we can see how far this will carry, and then only we can. So if you want to take a trade against the trend, right, for a 2 to 3 or 4 for maximum a 5% move can be gained from this thing. So you can also use options. Basically you can uh, you know uh, buy call options here, because the corrections are generally this type of corrections are generally fast corrections, or you can even sell put options. The selling of put option is really a very dangerous thing, but again, it can be done when you control it, right? So these are the four stocks that you can really, keep an eye on, and the Bollinger Band setup that we have explained this right now. Again, I am explaining it on the weekly chart. There is a support on the middle band, and on the daily chart, the prices are tagging on the lower band. So this is a very high probability trade setup when we are involving multi-time frame analysis. This is almost a type of five-star no buy setup on the Bollinger Band. So you can just look forward to these four stocks in the coming week, and you can just try this setup at your home on the various chart, and you can just go and backtest it and see how these setup works. One more thing, just also let's look at the Nifty overall sector, Nifty IT sector. So we'll look at the IT chart also. So this is the weekly chart. Let's switch on to the weekly chart. Now also you can see the weekly chart of the IT is also taking support near the 50 zones on the weekly charts, and on the daily chart It has formed a bullish candle. Of course, this is a piercing pattern daily candle, but it has taken resistance at the 20 moving average. Now, if this resistance is crossed and good close above 15624 is registered, then the Nifty IT chart will also turn bullish, and we may see a good move up in the IT stocks for some time. And you can see the MACD is taking support at the zero line, and the stochastic is moving from the oversold zone. So it's a quite an indication that IT may get strong in the week to come, but that nothing is 100% sure when we're talking about markets. Of course, you should keep this thing in your mind. So keep these stocks in your watch list, and let's see how they behave. Okay, so today's lesson was Bollinger Band 5 star trade. Just keep a note or make a note of this thing. I'll share the chart with you, and till then, keep watching, keep learning, keep earning, trade well. Thank you.